Hello students, welcome to this lecture number 7 on Ionic Equilibrium. In this lecture, we will be going to discuss the hydrolysis of the salt. So, hydrolysis of salt. This is K.K. Mukherjee in the Science with Mukherjee Sir YouTube channel. First, let us understand what we mean by the hydrolysis of the salt. It is basically a process in which the salt reacts with water and produce back the acid and base. So you can write this. The hydrolysis of salt is basically the salt plus water, and it will going to produce the acid and base. Suppose salt is Ba and this is been water and this is your HAA acid and base. Now, what is going to happen? The salt is basically, you can write this, salt is a very strong electrolyte, very strong electrolyte. So it has been dissociated in the aqueous solutions completely into its constituents ions. So salt has been dissociated into the constituent ions. Suppose this is a salt Ba plus H2O. So what is going to happen? It is dissociated into the ions. One is cation, another is anions. Now there is a two option for these cations and the anions. Number one option is that it will remain hydrated. It will remain hydrated. And number two, it can interact. It can interact with water. It can interact with water or it can hydrate it. When it is hydrated, it will remain as a cation and anions. But when it is going to interact with the water, at that time the salt is going to be hydrolyzed. And during this hydrolysis of the salt, there will be sometime it will create the strong acid, sometime it will going to create the strong base, sometime it will create both the weak acid and the weak base. The three cases will be going to arise. So, in the case 1, that is strong acid plus strong base. Strong acid and strong base, salt. You can write the salt of strong acid and strong base, and its example you can see that NaCl that is produced from the strong acid, strong base. Then Na2SO4, then NaNO3, KCl, KNO3, all those are produced from the strong acid, strong base. And the hydrolysis solution, to understand its hydrolysis, we take the example of NaCl. It is H2O and it is going to produce the NaOH and HCl. After hydrolysis, it will going to produce. But here its ionic solution, you can see like this: H2O, Na plus, OH minus, plus H plus, Cl minus, and here H2O, H plus, OH minus. What is going to happen for this type of salt when it is being dissolved in the water? It will not going to be hydrolyzed, because the cation and anion produced here, cation is Na plus and Cl minus produced, they will be basically hydrated and they will remain as this Na plus and Cl minus, and the pH of the solution, the concentration of the hydrogen ion, that will be equal to the concentration of OH minus ion, and this will be the neutral, the solution will be neutral one. So strong acid, strong base are not going to be hydrolyzed. You can say it is not going to be, hydrolyzed. You can write this. This is not going to be hydrolyzed. Now we are taking the case 2. In the case 2, that is the salt of weak acid plus strong base. What is example? Example of this is that we can see CH3 COONA, one of the example. Then we can get the Na2CO3, etc. There are so many other examples. For this weak acid and strong base, we can write the hydrolysis equation in this way: this plus H2O CH3OH acetic acid plus NaOH. We can write this in this way. Here the anion is going to take part in the reaction with the water, and it is going to create the weak acid and strong base. So this type of hydrolysis is called the anionic hydrolysis. Anionic hydrolysis. This is called the anionic hydrolysis. Okay, where the strong base and the weak acid, salt of the strong base and the weak acid have been hydrolyzed. Now we take the case 3. This is the case 1. Case 3 we are going to take. Case 3, that is salt of strong acid and weak base. This example you can see NH4Cl. Then you have the copper sulfate, aluminum chloride, Na3PO4. All are salts you can see produced out of this strong acid and the weak base. Now for the hydrolysis, to understand its hydrolysis, we take the example of NH4Cl. NH4Cl plus H2O, it will going to produce the NH4OH and HCl. The ionic reaction is this. So this type of reaction you can see here the cation interact with the water and it will produce the strong acid and the weak base, and that is called, it is called the cationic hydrolysis. Cationic hydrolysis. This is called cationic hydrolysis. Okay. So another case 4 that we are going to discuss. Case 4. Case 4 is the salt of weak acid plus weak base. Example of this, that is NH4. This will be one of the examples, and you have, for this let us take the hydrolysis of this salt In this case, for this hydrolysis, you can see that both the anions and both the cations is going to take part in the reaction, and it will going to produce the weak base, weak acid and the weak base. This is the weak acid and this is the weak base. So that is the 4 cases how the hydrolysis, what is hydrolysis, we have already discussed, and it is basically the interaction with the cation of anions with the water. When it is a cation, then it will going to produce the strong acid solution. When it is anion, it is going to produce the strong base solutions. And when it is both cation and anion interact with the water molecules, and it will going to with base and the weak acid solutions. Okay. Now, which type of question from this portion will come? Let us understand with one example. Aqueous solution of aluminum chloride is acidic due to the option is given 4 options. Anionic hydrolysis, B. The formation of aluminum hydride, aluminum hydroxide, then hydrolysis of cation and anions, and this is cationic hydrolysis. For that, what we have to do? We have to when aluminum chloride is hydrolyzed, it is going to produce the aluminum hydroxide and HCl, and this is the balance. It will be 3. Now it is the balance 6, 6 and this. So when this aluminum chloride is hydrolyzed, means it is first dissolved or dissociated. When it is dissociated, at that time what is going to happen? It will be dissociated into cations and anions, and these cations interact with the water and it is going to produce the aluminum hydroxide and the H plus ion. So here you can see this is the reaction, hydrolysis reaction of aluminum chloride, and at that time you can see this aluminum interact, that is cation, this is basically cation interact with the water and it is produced the acidic solution, and that is why you can say this is the cationic hydrolysis. Cationic hydrolysis is the right answer, right option of this. Okay, I think that is clear to you. That is all for today's lecture, and we have understood about the hydrolysis of the salt and how different types of hydrolysis is there, types of hydrolysis, that is cationic, anionic, both the cationic and anionic is there, and the strong acid, salt of the strong acid and strong base, that they are not going to be hydrolyzed because of that they will remain in the solution as they are. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, you can share with your friends. Thank you very much. Thank you.